back to Wildbrooks. We got my cousin Swole's buggy. It's a 2023 Wolverine 1000 Yamaha. So we're going to be trying to change the belt on this thing today. Let's get after it. You want to just get in there and then I'll push you? Alright, tell me when. You ready? You in? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh yeah, easy day.
Faster and easier than I do.
Yeah, first we got to find out where it's at. It's not in the back, so. Well, we got to find the clutch cover.
Oh, it's right here. See, that's the breather he had for it, right?
Okay.
So I don't know if we got to access it from behind that panel and from the console. Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's probably going to be, take the seats out. We're probably going to take this center console up. And it's probably going to be right on, right on that side there. Let's get some fan going. It's hot in here.
Well, you got a massage pad in your buggy. Like, well, what from a buggy necessarily.
You got these little button screws right here that undo, I guess. Just unscrew them all the way.
Yeah, and like you can, there's some ones you can push in.
Yeah, see, like that. Take these off through here. That's just a little cover. You got this 10mm bolt right here.
I took this thing out before, but I got it out, and I guarantee you it'd make it easier if we took these seats out too.
Okay.
Because like when I took it out, I had to, and I put it back in, I had to like push in on it to get it between this little groove right here.
Oh, got some more tie straps.
Yeah. I got that off. I can stand up anyway. I can put my springs back on in.
Yeah.
Got no one down, no one of them push bolts down there.
Hell, that's a banana.
Yeah. Keep bananas in here and snack.
Yeah.
Got a little, you got a little drive.
Yeah, a little bit.
Surprised the squirrels didn't come in there and eat it.
This is ripened banana.
Yeah. Yeah, surprised the squirrels usually come in here and eat all my snacks out of this thing.
All right, now that we got the seats out of the way, we got the center console out, we're gonna see if we can find this clutch cover and get to it. Oh, there's your belt right there, ain't it?
Yeah.
Your clutch cover has fell off, cuz.
See that? That's probably why when it came loose, all that poof come through there.
Yeah, we might have to disassemble some more right through here. This framework right here is probably bolted down. We might have to pull all these plastic covers out of the way. The belt came apart and wrapped up against this pulley, and clutch cover was actually popped out of it. This might take a minute, so we're going to put you in fast forward while we try to get this figured out. So did it strip out, or what happened?
When the belt came off, it looks like it pushed this cover over because the bottoms are still on there.
Yeah.
But all this is just a wound up belt and popped that cover off.
All right, so we got a little bit of updates. So the seat belt frame that sits right here had a bolt right here, a couple bolts up underneath here, and then there was 2 bolts on the bottom here. Swole had to get out, and that gave us access to this cover. the bolts that go all the way around this cover. And look at this thing, how it's wadded up in here, and it's just wedged up in here. I can't even grab it and move it. Once we get this cover out of the way, we can see what's really going on in here, what's broken and what we can patch, because I see a crack right here on the back cover. That looks like the O-ring gasket that goes on this cover is split, so that's not good. But yeah, so we got about 111 bolts around this thing that we got to take out, get this cover popped out of the way, and we'll come back with updates. Hey, you got to introduce yourself, Swole. This is my cousin Swole. This is his buggy. Swole Daddy, introduce yourself.
I'm Swole. I'm Travis's cousin and the owner of the channel here. This is my buggy. I would have never bought this until I started coming over and riding with him. And he taught me into buying one, so see how things will go. No doubt it's a great investment, and it gives me family time. I got a son, he enjoys riding it, and then coming ride with these guys and all when I have a chance. So, but like everything else, mechanical, it's gonna break. So it's just a good thing that he knows more how to work on than I do, and he can kind of show me. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the video though.
Swole's gonna start taking that cover off, and I'm gonna stand around and look pretty, I guess, because it's really just a one-man job over there. Once he gets that out of the way, then we can kind of inspect what's going on with all those primary and secondary clutches. We have to inspect everything else for damage and make sure we can get this thing back going properly.
when you reach for that bolt and it gets in between that, it's like, oh, that's kind of sharp, that plastic. And then your fingers get stuck in there.
Yeah. Swole's sitting here doing all the work and I'm just sitting here watching. Had to wiggle it out from under there.
That's your problem there.
Well, there's your problem.
That needs to be looking like a center roll up on top side there.
Yeah, that's all wedged up. I'm gonna get this pry bar here and try to get that out in just a second, but I want to look and see what we got back here. Cuz you took the money shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go, got it.
Yeah.
That was easy. We got to get this cover off. And then your primary clutch is behind it. This is just like a guard. But once we get that loose, we can spread that open and put your new belt on. Yeah, so just get that cover off and then we'll regroup. All right, so we got a little problem here. The clutch cover on top, on the inner clutch cover right through here, got a big crack right here. We're gonna have to take these clutches out, pull this off. The new one's not gonna be here for 4 more days. So, and the gasket for this cover is back ordered until December of 2025. Hopefully we can find one somewhere in America and be able to put a gasket on this thing. We're gonna pull this off and then we're gonna come to a stopping point. Give it a couple of ugga-duggas and hopefully it'll come off. This is your secondary clutch. Everything looks good on it. It was rubbing up against that cover, but I ain't too worried about that. And then we get this primary clutch off. This primary clutch will come off in pieces, so you have to be real careful. See this right here? That'll slide out of there, so be careful with that. We got a couple bolts throughout here, 2 right here, a couple around there, and a few in here. We take all these off and that cover pop right out. Swole's gonna get that, and then we're about to a stopping point. So this is what we got. Here's some of your belt there, cuz.
Yeah,
it's got a pretty good crack. Did it go all the way down? It looks like that crack goes all the way down, don't it?
Yeah. And it ripped those
yeah,
these little studs out. So
the nut certs got ripped out from this cover, so you wouldn't be able to bolt it back in anyway. So
we ended up having to put them on the back side.
Yeah, if we can get a new one, might as well change it out.
At least get the new one of these.
Yeah.
Oh man, this front cover is busted too. Call it back, see if she can get us front too. They still there?
They close at 6.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, they're open in the morning.
Yeah, might as well get one of them too since that's busted.
I wish we'd have saw that earlier. I didn't even pay attention. All right, guys, we're back. Swole was able to procure a few parts for us. He's got the outer clutch cover here, and he was able to get the inner clutch cover. We got the belt right here in the box. We have about 90% of the parts that we need. The one thing that we do need is a gasket that goes around the outer cover. That gasket is pretty much back ordered everywhere, but we were able to find one in Louisiana at a dealership. It was supposed to get to us yesterday. It did not show up. We tracked it down, and instead of going to Georgia from Louisiana, it went to Texas first to go check out that state for a little while, I guess. But we're not gonna let that hold us up. We're still gonna try to get as much done as we can. I think the first thing we need to do is try to clean it up a little bit down here so it'll be a little bit easier to work on. We got some old parts of the belt and some dirt and grime down here, so we're gonna try to clean this up a little bit, and then we'll start going back together with the inner clutch cover. Looks factory to me. What do you guys think? All the holes match up, everything looks good. We're gonna start putting it in. So the first thing, you gotta make sure you got the right orientation, but it's pretty easy. Got a small and a big, small and a big. Just line it up and wiggle it down in here. Yep. I like to start the center ones first. That kind of helps it hold it in place and get everything else lined up. And then we just torque these down to about 4 ugly duggas. All right, we got everything cleaned up. We're about to put these clutches back on. It's a pretty simple process. We just slide them on there, torque the nuts down. The primary is 125 foot-pounds and the secondary is 90 foot-pounds. So we're gonna get those slid on here and torque down next. You got a line to... Can I get in there real quick?
Yeah. See what you got going on.
Yeah, because it might have... You talking about like double spline?
Yeah, I didn't know if you...
It should.
There
Like
you go.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were doing, cuz.
You tell
That's a magic touch.
master mechanic, though. What you talking about?
You got a magic touch,
Yeah.
man.
I don't know.
That's 90.
Yeah.
Well, we're to the point where we need that gasket now, so we're gonna have to stop. We got both clutches on, got the belt on, got the cover on, or the cage on. We got all that put together, so we need the gasket now so we can put the outer cover on, and then we can start putting this thing back together. It's gonna be a few days before we get the gasket, so Swole's got to go back up to North Georgia, finish up work up there. Then he's got to go to Quad City, Illinois. So it looks like I'm gonna be finishing this up by myself. As soon as I get the parts, we get back after it. See you then. Well, we're back, and what's been just a few seconds for you guys has been 6 days for us. We're back minus one Swole. He had to go to work, so, but that's okay. We finally got what I hope is the right gasket. First, it started in Louisiana, then it went to Dallas, Texas, then all the way back across to Tallahassee, Florida, then up to us. It's supposed to have been here last Tuesday, but it just got it. So we're gonna open this up, check it against our cover here, and see if it's the right one. Let's get after it. This probably goes right here. Let's start right here and work our way around. We're just gonna push it in, get everything good and seated. Once we get the O-ring in, we're going to have to get our pieces on here. Does that look right to you? Looks pretty good from my house. So I'm gonna get an Allen wrench, get this off, transfer it over to here. I think that's tight enough. Now we can go to the inside. Swole took all this apart. I'm not sure how he wiggled it out of there, but I'm gonna see if I can wiggle it back in there and get it put back on. How did he do this? Maybe like that. There we go. Just had to hold my mouth right, I reckon. Let's get some hardware. Well, there's 11 holes and I got 11 bolts, so hopefully we'll have everything we need. I'm gonna start at the top here just to hold it in place, because it's got to sit on a lip so it actually seal. And then we'll start the rest of these and get them torqued down. This piece right here goes back that way. Like me, my camera overheated, but you didn't miss much. So this piece goes into the rubber boot here. Then you got this hose clamp you got to tighten up, but before you do, it's a little grommet with a hole in it, and this has a piece that slides in that hole. So make sure you got it put in that hole, and then put it down in the boot and tighten your clamp up. We got a boot that goes from this vent to that. We're going to put it together, tighten the hose clamps up. Then we can start putting the seats and the frame and all that stuff back together. And just a tip, don't ever go in dry. Get you a little bit of lube on there, it helps. All right. I'm gonna get the frame here bolted down, torqued down, and then there's some plastic pieces that need to be put back together, and we got the seat frame and the center console. Yeah, let's start getting this thing back together. So the next thing we're installing is this plastic cover here, and if you look behind here, it goes up underneath this lip. Right here is a tab that slides down into this cover, and it goes on top right here, and we have some hardware that'll hold it in place. So this bolt right here goes right here. So I'm gonna try to lift this up like that, get this started. Okay, started. Yep. All right, now we can start putting our Christmas trees in. We'll get our adjustment tracks, lay them down, and put the seat base in. Put the center console in and get the other side seat in, and we'll be done. All right, installed. So I'm hoping this will be fairly easy. Just kind of line everything up, and it should fall into place, I hope. There we go. Now all I gotta do is just line all the holes up, put the little push pin Christmas trees in there, and the console will be installed. I'm gonna do that right quick. Now I'll put the seat in. All this to change a belt. Seems like that'd be an easier way. All right. Now put the seat bottom in, we'll be good to go. Seat bottom installed. So with this particular machine here, you gotta take the parking brake off, and then it goes into neutral where you can put it in gear. So we're finna see if this thing will move. It's moving. All right, got it in low. Let's go. Smells like the belt Good morning. We are getting back on the Yamaha Wolverine here. We replaced the belt, and you know what they say when you assume, and I assumed that this just had a broke belt. So we replaced the belt, which is a lot of work on these things, by the way. But yeah, we replaced the belt and I didn't think nothing of it. Went to test drive this thing and immediately it started smoking it. So there's obviously something else wrong going on with this thing. We're gonna have to tear back into it, take the clutches out, maybe disassemble the clutches, start looking at all the pieces and parts and see if we can figure this thing out, why it's smoking this belt. So let me just start digging in, I guess. And as you remember, we're gonna have to pull both seats, pull that center console. We're gonna have to get down under here to get to that clutch cover that's just right under there. So we're going to start tearing this apart, get back down to where we can get to the clutch, pull the clutches. Once I get all that pulled, I'll bring you back in, go have a snack or a drink or something, and maybe by the time y'all get back, I'll have this tore down again. So these clutches are fairly simple to take apart. The two halves come apart when you take it off the buggy. On the primary clutch, we just unscrew this. This comes apart. It's got some weights and rollers and stuff in there. Got to make sure it's clean. Got to make sure it's greased. So we're going to bust this thing apart real quick, check everything, and then we'll get back with you. All right, I'm glad I did this because these are your weights, rollers that slide out your clutch to make it grab. So if you look right here, you can see that flat spot. There's got one right here, there's a little small one right there. It's just flat spotted all the way around here. So that's not gonna let these weights roll. This is a real bad one. It's flat spotted really bad. There's 7 rollers and every one of them is flat spotted. So what that tells us that we're gonna need to go buy some weights and rollers. The hardware looks pretty good and the seal looks good. Clean it up, re-grease it, replace these rollers and sliders, and I think we'll be in business. Well, it's going to be about 5 days before those rollers get here. We'll get back on this one when the parts get here. See you then. Partzilla under-promised and over-delivered. They told me that it was going to be Wednesday before I got my parts, but they called me yesterday afternoon, which I ordered it yesterday morning. They called me yesterday afternoon and said, hey, come get your stuff. So that's awesome. We're going to start cleaning this clutch up, greasing everything back up, put it all back together, and then we can install it on the buggy. There's 8 of these rollers. This is a Yamaha Wolverine, so 8 of these rollers in this clutch, and it's B4M-17632-00. And they're a little pricey, not too bad. A lot better than buying a whole clutch. So let's open all these up and we'll start greasing them up. So on this, there's a little groove in here that you need to put some grease in here, and then you grease down in here where the rollers go and where the sliders weights go. Put some grease all around through there, and then install the rollers into the cam here. Once we do that, we're going to install the weights back onto here, put this down there, put this on top, and we'll be done. So I'm going to do that right quick, and I'll be right back with updates. Good to go. All right, we're back to where we started. All we have to do now is get the clutch put on, get the belt put on, primary clutch on, torque it down, and put it all back together. So we're gonna do that right quick, and then we'll go for a test drive. All right, we have got her put back together. About to go test this thing out. Hopefully it don't burn the belt up again. But it's got me sweating more than Judas at the Last Supper, I tell you what. Maybe we can get some wind blowing and this thing will do okay. Let's take her for a test drive. we're done. Success. We got the belt changed, we got everything put back together. He is ready to hit the trails again. We ran into some issues. We tore it all apart, thought it was just the belt, put it all back together, and it smoked it immediately. So I had to take all that stuff back apart and then rebuild the clutches. But once we got the clutches rebuilt, got that new belt on there, it does great. I got to get it washed up for my cousin because I did get a little bit muddy because I did try it just a little. It's a little bit wet out here. Couldn't help but to get a little bit muddy, but I'll get this thing washed up for him and be ready to ride when he gets back. That'll do it for this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. I'd appreciate it. And I guess we'll see you next time.